Welcome to Startorch Academy!
Lucilla's busy now. I should wait outside.
Not a problem. For project funding approvals, we can... But when it comes to picking research topics...
The president was not too happy today. Maybe we should come back another time, Professor?
But we both know that higher
Just
risks
leave it.
often lead to
Dear
higher
Madam
returns.
Lucilla, watch that frown
Yes,
vanish.
I understand. Of course. I'll note it down and reply to you later. I see. Understood. Let's save those two issues for our call next week. The new partnership model is interesting, but I'll need to run it by my colleagues first. No, not at all. Why would I think you're making things difficult for us? The Academy has always been open to this kind of collaboration. Okay then. See you next week. Have a wonderful day. Impudent little hamster. Really? Using a crisis to haggle me down to wholesale? I'm fine. Just had a bit of a tiff with a rather difficult partner. It's just that... You want some coffee? Didn't realize the sun was already up.
So, what's all this you've got going on, President Lucilla?
Right. What am I even working on? After the hero defeat... But here I am, burning the midnight oil like I'm part of some sleep deprivation experiment. A former colleague from the Pioneer Association taught me how to make this special coffee blend. Want a sip?
Did she actually add?
Oh, it's a favorite among the gold runners in the new Federation. Packs a punch. Sometimes a little too much of a punch. That hits the spot.
You look different now than you did in that photo.
Yes, I suppose I do. I was a bit slimmer back then, wasn't I? That one. One of my students took it. Shame I never got to see that solid skin with my own eyes. Must be twice a person's height, at least from the picture. Can a solid skin even grow that large?
Do you plan to tell me what I'm really doing here?
All right, Rover. Technically, I shouldn't be asking a student this. So let's just call it a casual chat between friends. So, from a purely administrative standpoint, Is there a chance that certain unverified intel I share with you off the record could, through private channels, somehow influence an inspection report issued by a particular independent international organization? I mean, what's your network like at the Black Shores? Got any real pull there? I'll be straightforward, Rover. Star Torch Academy has been in a bit of a bind ever since. As you can see, our investors are reassessing the Academy's value now that the Exostrider is gone. They're holding a review next week to discuss new management policies moving forward. Before that happens, I pulled some strings to get a third-party agency in for an independent investigation. Whatever they put.
So you brought in the Black Shores to audit Star Torch. When's this happening?
Dr. Luke is waiting for the auditor at the Starworld Riseway as we speak. Now, Rover, I'm not about to interfere with an independent audit, but I'd like you to be there during this visit. And if possible...
You want me to put in a good word?
Oh, no need. Just make sure they see the Academy for what it really is. My students can speak for themselves. Dr. Luke and the auditor have arrived. Shall we? Oh, just a second. Okay. What's all this?
Professor, we heard a very important visitor is coming to tour the Academy. Don't worry, we'll make a good impression.
Yep, we even threw together a little welcoming, thing.
You rascals. All right, but follow my lead.
Woo! Oh, yeah! What a ride! Now that was top-notch. So many people. So, not a confidential audit. Huh.
Welcome to Star Torch Academy. I'm Lucilla, the Academy president.
Welcome to Star Torch Academy!
Oh, right.
Nice to meet you, honored sir. I'm Sigrika, from the preparatory program. Thank you for coming to tour the Academy.
Hello. Please.
Got it. I'm a Roya, you know. And I just want to say the Academy has been so... Oh, and there are lots of Roya students in Rebel Co...
Uh-huh.
Chief Aldo, I'm Dorian from the agronomy wing. I brought you a complete nutrition squeezy jelly and our department...
Cup noodles. Huh?
Director Otto, I'm Nisha from the department...
Director, I'm from the Department of Void Matters, sir.
And I can do some custom mods on your bike.
Mr. Alta? This is Rover from Rebel College. She will be joining us for the duration of your tour.
Rover! Ah, what a fantastic...
Hey, are we supposed to know each other or not?
We are, but don't make it too obvious.
Copy that.
Well then, without further ado,
That would be great.
tell those kids to go their separate ways. I'll meet you at Rebel.
Got it. Someone want to tell me what's happened?
You didn't know, Rover? Everyone's saying the board is looking.
No, not the college. Just the Synchronists. A professor covering our Royan history class.
Yeah, well, the rumor mill, I say investors, but it's mostly new Federation money.
What about you, Chisa? What have you heard?
Me? Actually, I don't know the specifics of what's happening.
So it's all just hearsay for now.
Probably. I mean, they were literally picked just to pilot the Exostrider.
But Synchronists are all such brilliant students. Even if they can't pilot it.
The new Fed only cares as long as you're.
There must be more to it. The president and I are on it. You guys...
Well, give me a shout if you need backup. There's no way I'm letting them do the Synchronists dirty like this.
We're counting on you, see. We trust you.
Let's get moving.
In addition to augmented resonance training, we place strong emphasis on general education for our Synchronists. This is Professor Mornier, who teaches synth armament studies. Shall we sit in for a bit, Mr. Alto, before we tour the student body?
If it's no trouble.
All right. In the last lecture, we proved that the rule equation holds true for Type 2 synth armaments. Today, we'll move on to their tuning stability constants. Li Xin, could you please write the final derivation from the last lecture on the board?
Yes. Professor.
While she gets started, let's do a quick Yes, sodium. Sonia, could you tell me the standard medium for Squeezy jelly, you say? Well, but that's all right. Everyone, please refocus. Let's go over Li Xian's board work.
As you can see, Mr. Alto, this... After you. Now we're about to show you some augmented resonance. Among them, the unmanned vehicle prototype shows exceptional promise across multiple market sectors.
Absent students, 8. Data uploaded to cloud storage.
These children seem to have forgotten the importance of honoring their commitments.
What's the deal?
It's like the students all skipped class.
Yeah, maybe we're just too early, President Lucilla. Why don't we take a stroll elsewhere?
My apologies, Mr. Alto. How fortunate we are to... There's no point denying it. You're seeing firsthand how the ongoing debate within the Space Trek Collective. Star Torch needs support now more than ever.
Got any solutions?
Not really.
I understand, President. And this is
Mr. Alto, how about we add an extra tour this evening?
Works for me.
Rover, I'll take Mr. Alto for a meal then. Would you mind?
See you on Waves Line. You have my deepest respect. Working in this food desert takes a special kind of fortitude. Something that looked like toothpaste. Oh, didn't go down well. And next thing I know, there were students everywhere shoving snacks at me like it was my birthday. Ugh, hellish. To put it simply, the Exostrider's gone. So, the Synchronist program needs to go. Problem is, everyone has a different idea of what to do with those students. And by everyone, I mean President Lucilla versus everyone else. Anyway, the new Federation and the majority of the board want to pull the plug immediately and draft a new teacher. Meanwhile, the executive committee moderates have promised to stay out of it as long as their nation's Synchronists are covered, with either guaranteed support back home or a smooth transfer somewhere else.
Where does Lucilla stand?
She wants to continue the Synchronist program.
Continue?
Yup. Confusing, isn't it? Speaking of which... I'll be honest with you, Rover. The Black Shores doesn't trust her right now. Between her proposal, her deep new Fed connections, and that evasive attitude, there are just too many uncertainties for us to take on the risk of helping. At least, that's the conclusion we've reached based on the facts we have so far. But the Bloom Bearers who graduated from Star Torch heard about this and stepped up to endorse Lucilla. That's what changed Shorekeeper's mind. A teacher who gets that kind of trust from her students. That's pretty impressive.
So what do you need from me?
Actually, according to Shorekeeper, you are the one really running this audit. So, we need you, acting as both a Star Torch student and a Black Shores auditor, to tell us if Lucilla is solid and what she's really planning.
I want to do something for the Synchronists, but I've also got my responsibility to the Black Shores. I don't think Lucilla got it. I'll do what I can to help you.
I should be the one saying that to you. Anyway, we need a plan for how...
Great, another grand plan. Why'd you gotta make everything so complicated?
Oh, what the... How's that?
Hello, Mr. Alto. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to invest in the Exostrider project. I suggest the Black Shores chips in this much. Or you can just patch me through to the collective board. I'd be happy to handle the negotiations, Mike.
Is this Imeth? I can't believe she just hacked a Black Shores terminal.
I am being serious. If Synchronist degrees get cancelled, my record will say I only finished Roya preschool. Besides, keeping Rebel College around isn't that hard. Get creative. Talk to Chase. Talk to Short. So what if they don't care about your contributions? If they actually want you on their side, they'll have to listen anyway. That's it.
If we lean on that kind of leverage now, we'll be held to it later. My experience has shown me. Since you're planning on the savior career path, I think you'll understand what I mean.
Makes sense. Kinda old school thinking, though.
I need to figure out what Lucilla is really thinking. Then I'll play. If I want them to protect the Synchronists when I can't, I've got to work inside their system. Trust me and Lucilla. We'll find the right way to—
Ha! All right then. But just so you know, if my school record disappears, I'm renaming the Space Trek Collective to the Imeth Collective.
Honestly, if we let Imeth loose on them, it might actually take some pressure off Lucilla.
But like she said, she's a Synchronist too. That just makes her one more person Lucilla has to protect.
Fair enough. But I'm afraid we have less time than we thought. I spotted some new Fed spies back at the station. Lost them on the motorbike. But it won't be long before they track us here. Before Lucilla's next tour begins, let's poke around and see what we can find. Students run flea markets on campus? I'm starting to get the hype. Wait, isn't that the student who dozed off in class earlier? Come on, let's go over.
If we follow this method, the convergence radius for this...
Yes, I'm following.
I'm terrible at explaining this, aren't I?
No, I'm just slow. I'll focus harder.
No, you paid me to tutor you, and I'll make sure you get your money's worth. Here, I'll write down a third way to solve it. Watch how it goes, okay?
Okay.
So that's why she was drowsy in class. She's been
You're telling me you've modified every bike here? That's insane.
Wow. Valeo's been in the Expedition motorbike program since day one. These bikes here are basically his family.
Soulmates.
So, what do you say, Auditor Alto? How about you order 10 as a starter pack?
10 soulmates sold in a pack.
I heard you test drove the Academy stock model this morning. With the rain the last 2 days, Probably felt a little slip on the turns, yeah? Try this one. I tweaked the ABS and TCS myself. You could take this straight to a pro race. No problem.
No wonder you were sleeping in class. Up all night in the garret?
No, the bikes have been ready for weeks. Last night I was just saying...
Oh, well that's depressing. I'd feel bad buying them.
Hands off, you little...
Never!
Please don't fight, you two. Maybe I'll just check out the others.
Don't go, Chisa. You've got a real eye for quality.
No, it isn't. She's just a prep student. She doesn't...
Excuse me? The audacity! Just begging for a smack.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with the mechanics, but I can see that this device's internal structure is finely crafted. From the external casing down to the internal wiring, the structure...
It's the best thing you'll find in the market.
Yes, the best.
Thank you. That means more to me than you know. Honestly, if we want fundraising today, I'd just give it to you. But
No! 6 years, Li Xian!
For nothing? I'll tell you what nothing is, little. It's having nothing to show for the past and nothing waiting in the future. Look around, Li Heng. We are Synchronists. Synchronists who had the most resources but never became the chosen one for the Exostrider. We've achieved nothing. But if we drop our stupid pride and try to support the students coming up behind us, then we can...
You want to support them, sure. But who's gonna support you?
Me. I will support you. Nothing to show? I refuse to let anyone write your epitaph before your work's even been seen. Nothing waiting? I, Lucilla, president of Star Torch Academy, will always stand with you. Even if the whole world turns... Oh, and by the way, we just landed a very generous sponsor.
That means...
That means pack up this stall. Unless you want.
Chief Alto, it was you, wasn't it? You're the sponsor.
Huh? Oh.
Thank you, Chief.
Oh, impudent little hamster. Really? I just had a bit of a tiff with a rather
She closed a deal in a single afternoon? That must have been a hard bargain.
Look at them.
Sorry, Professor. We were out
of line? For defending your work? That's not something to apologize for. Listen to me, Li Xin. This pioneering spirit of yours, don't ever let go of it. Oh, and maybe go a little easier on your brother. He's running out of brain cells to lose.
Professor?
About Lenny and the others skipping class? Don't worry. I've already been briefed on their whereabouts. So, Mr. Alto, shall we move on to the evening's special...
Whoa!
Let's get moving.
So they turned the reading room into a workshop. Not bad. Kids know how to hustle.
Let's get moving.
Lenny, you broke our little promise. I'm heartbroken, you know.
I promised to show off the Synchronists Club projects. You really think that scrap you wanted me to parade around was gonna win over a single investor? This is what a win looks like. All-terrain, self-propelled artillery. AI-driven multimodal autonomous defense system. Best part is, full augmented resonance effect control. Means zero electromagnetic interference. You could drop this thing in the middle of the etheric sea, and as long as I'm still breathing, I'm still piloting. Auditor!
Present!
If you keep funding synchronist research, then this goes into mass production in 1 year.
Mass production?
I know, hard to believe, but just let us show you!
No, that's not what I meant.
But it cuts through tacit discords like a hot knife through butter.
Leave this to me. Remove the safety, Lenny. Let's give it. Be careful.
Activate!
That vehicle.
Watch out!
Memories take shape. Look at the camera. Aren't you folks? Hold still. Are you all right?
Sorry, Professor. Mr. Alto, and club leader.
Nana, please contact Dr. Luke to check on them. Are you all right? Go get yourself patched up in the infirmary.
I agree. And I'm not just blowing smoke, Lenny. Controlling delicate... This technology has huge potential. Especially if you...
But it's too late now.
It's never too late. I've been talking to new partners. We are here to strive for the future of civilization.
Startorch Academy will be the cradle for Synchronists and the vanguard. Oh, that's what my admission letter said. That I knew I was signing up to be one of the Exostrider's 1,000 backup pilots. A spare part. An appendix to a civilization's appendix. And I never... strive for the future.
Professor.
Is it true that no one cares about us now that the Exostrider is gone?
I care.
I used to think this whole Synchronist thing was just shuffling students from one class to another. But I get it now. These kids, they aren't fighting to keep their Synchronist privileges. They're fighting to protect the Synchronist mission.
This academy was a global initiative from the start. Nations and countless people invested in it. That's the bedrock of this place, and the bedrock of what it means to be a Synchronist. That gives everyone a stake, even if they don't benefit from the Synchronist program directly. They deserve to ask questions, and they deserve the chance to be won over.
Fair point. Besides, touching stories won't be enough to sway the review. Without the Exostrider, the Synchronist program is just a drain on their resources.
I don't think Lucilla is the type to wager on sentiment alone. She's definitely holding her plans close to her chest.
Asking for our help while keeping secrets. Either way, balls in your court, Rover. Our undercover auditor.
I'm sorry for the incidents today.
Please, don't be. It was a rewarding day. Those young Synchronists left a
She's fine. Dr. Luke is taking her to the infirmary.
Oh, no need for that. Dr. Luke showed me the way earlier. Actually...
All right, then. See you tomorrow.
I need to stop by the conference hall before heading back. Care to walk with me?
Sure. When was the last time you slept?
Can't remember.
The last time you ate?
I did keep track of that. What's the weather like at the Black Shores?
It doesn't really change much.
And the food?
A bit better than what we get here.
Just a bit. My students who join the Black Shores barely write to me. Even when they do, they never mention their daily lives. If I do get a sudden call out of nowhere, it's just, "Professor, I have a question." Adorable little gremlins, all of them. As long as they're safe. That's what matters. So, when are you going to start?
Start what?
Fishing for intel? That Mr. Alto must have put you up to it.
We could have just cut to the chase.
Rover, would you let the Black Shores compromise its founding mission of fighting the Lament to get tangled up in superpower pop? I asked myself yesterday if I really knew you. Turns out, I don't. And I kept going back and forth on what role you should play here. This situation isn't noble, isn't just. It's just businessmen and politicians squabbling over a slice of the pie. But I want this to be a collaboration between Startorch and the Black Shores. Not because we're friends, but because I put you through this detour because I was afraid that if I asked you directly, you'd just say yes to helping me. So I wanted you to see it for yourself. Judge it with your own measures. That way, when you go back to your people, you can tell them if Lucilla is worth trusting, and if these Synchronists are worth fighting for.
Rover, are you still with the President? Change of plans. The new Federation caught wind she was rallying support and moved the review up.
To when?
Tomorrow morning.
Classic New Fed. They probably had a review panel parked outside Lahai for days, just waiting for the Black Shores to show.
How'd they win over the other member states and round up representatives so quickly?
Space Trek Collective budget bylaws. Because the new Fed is a permanent member and rotating chair, they only need half the members to abstain to control the outcome. They likely had this review rigged before it was even proposed.
Gear up, President Lucilla. We'll see how the review plays out and take it from there.
3.5 hours. That's plenty of time. Let's go.
Where to?
The second half. Are you upset?
About how you dragged me into your plan? Or the things you're still not telling me?
My. Oh, sorry. Call it a teacher trying to keep on her mask? You're still my student on paper after all.
It sounds like you're saying I can just sit back and enjoy the show.
Bet that's not something you get to do every day, is it?
I didn't expect there to be a place like this beneath Rebel College.
Before Sundermere Base was built, this was a research facility for augmented resonance effects and void storm countermeasures. It's been decommissioned for years. The executive committee told me I could do whatever I wanted with the space. So I used my forte to do some light remodeling. Memories of my students that should exist only in my mind. Here, they become real. A tangible. We still have some time. If you're interested, feel free to look around.
You're using your forte to do all this? How long did it take you to create this?
However long it took, it was worth it. So the ones who stay don't just stay, and the ones who leave. Don't just leave. The exhibits we're looking for are... Don't forget, this is my memory palace. Naturally, memory locks require memory keys to unlock. Allow me to demonstrate. This...
What is it?
This is the very reason I built this exhibition hall. Professor, do you...
Lucilla? You spaced out there.
I'm fine.
Maybe it's a good idea to rest before the review starts.
Don't worry. I promise you I'll crash the second.
Will a few exhibits be enough to sway them? She usually knows exactly how to sell anything. So...
Thank you for your trust. I know. How will she handle the new Fed? What's her plan for the Synchronists with the Exostrider gone?
I know you'd never harm the students. That's the only answer.
Terrible timing. Anyway, let's take these two exhibits and... See you soon, Professor.
Some kind of force pulled us down here. Do you know where we...
If my memory serves, we're directly beneath the exhibition hall. This way.
A Synchronist's cockpit? Was this the prototype?
It looks the part, but this was actually our plan B. Designed without safety limiters to get sync rates up quick. Let's a Synchronist pilot the Exostrider by force. I know. It was meant as a last resort if civilization was the Synchronists who volunteered. In the end, they lost their... What our students are facing now isn't... I just hope I can do better.
Any idea how we find our way out of here?
With our eyes open, he should be somewhere here. Let's pick up. Excellent. You're catching on quickly.
What's happening?
Something rather unpleasant, I imagine.
Lucilla.
Fine, no more jokes. Honestly, anyone watching would think you're the one facing the board. There. Remember what I told you before entering the dark side? About the memories I erase periodically, that some things I can't bear to remember, but I also can't bear to forget. Rover, look up. Everything here is from my memory, but I know you are real. And wherever you are...
I understand.
Rover, do you... Now, come along. Welcome to the Anti-Void Matter Materials Lab. It's where they first developed the materials for the Academy's anti-void canopy.
What's all of that in the center of the room?
The scrap of the day. Even the best recycling can only keep up with so much. Let's look around to see if there are any leads.
have the photo. Now where's the right spot to project it?
Shape. Let's pick up the pace. Time for class. Hold still.
Is this artificial retroact rain?
Dear me, this is but a pale imitation. Among the Synchronists who survived the experiments, there was one from Jinzhou. Once he realized he'd never resonate with the Exostrider, he returned home and joined the Ministry of Development's Defense Division. There, he and his colleagues worked together to develop Jinzhou's retroact rain defenses.
You're saying the shields against retroact rain and void storms share the same origin?
Not exactly. His approach didn't work on void storms before he left the academy. The only things he asked to take with him were a few sheets of material buried under that pile of junk. I often wonder, was he just reluctant to let go of his design?
The girl who trapped us here? She must be trying to show us something through this memory.
Seems I've been getting schooled by my own students a lot lately. Let's go. It's time to move on to the next.
Let's pick up the pace.
Do you want to stop and take a rest?
Not even close.
What's wrong?
Stay where I can see you, Rover. We've wandered into an unpleasant... It's far too easy.
It doesn't look like there's a way to cross the barrier.
I have an idea. Rover, just go with me on this, all right? Rover, can you step a little to the side?
Like this?
Perhaps a step forward. Maybe a step back. All right, this is the last one. Let's see that beautiful smile. Has anyone ever told you that you're not the most photogenic?
They have now.
No more teasing. This shot will have to suffice.
Clear as day, madam. Your daughter isn't sick. He has awakened for 4 days. That's a remarkably rare memory. My Lucy will never become a resonator.
I don't want to be a resonator!
Look at the camera.
Lucilla? Not good. Without a reference point, she's getting pulled into the deep end of her memories. I need to find her before too much time passes.
Are you still there, Lucilla?
Yes.
Then why aren't you answering?
What do you want me to say?
Well, you could say okay, or this is the perfect moment. While our opponents are spread too thin, we take the reins. Just like the time you became president. Don't worry about the narrative. We'll play the villain. You just act tough, rope the independent auditor in, you fight hard. We express our concerns, and then we both take a step back. As long as we ensure our control over the future of the Synchronists.
And what do you want from my students?
Simple. We both get what we want. They have talent, and we help them achieve their dreams. And it'll be their choice.
Their choice? Whose dreams are...
It will be their choice, Lucilla. My Lucy, I won't speak of your past choices. But tell me, has there...
I still refuse.
There. Just like that. Act tough. Fight hard. And then we...
From the Academy to the Pioneer Association, then to the Space Trek Collective, and now here. No wonder I was never... Watch out. That's me from the dark side. I use this memory to trap her. When are you going to tell her, Professor Lucilla? President Lucilla? That you've already made a deal with the new Fed? Let's go. You think you can outrun yourself, Lucilla?
Your plan? Are you just following the new Federation?
Don't let her get to you. How could I ever sell out my students? That's just her wishful thinking. A moth to the flame.
Your students will die because of you.
Let's leave this place, Rover.
You could have erased this memory. Why keep something so dangerous locked away?
To keep the sting fresh. A sharp reminder of the cost of slipping up if I ever get too comfortable in the Academy's peace. Let it go, Lucilla. Face what you know is reality. Once again, I found the courage to step into this room. Time flows here. Silent and peaceful. The Academy is alive and thriving. We've come so much further than I ever dreamed. I wish you were here. See it. The accident report is indisputable. Cable insulation failure leading to flight control abnormality. The truth is simpler. I approved the plan. I killed her. With it for so long. What's a teacher supposed to do when a student dreams something so brilliantly insane? But she chose the sky. And I thought, at least let her have one chance to fall.
Is that Sundamir? Are we back before the Starward Riseway was even built?
Most of the students who lost their Synchronist status in those forced sync trials decided to return home. She told me it wasn't that she'd lost the Exostrider. The Exostrider. She said she designed a revolutionary transport method. A rocket. This was the day she tested it. Her first crewed flight.
Then that wasn't a falling star. It was...
a spacecraft.
To Sundermere Lookout. Professor, can you hear me?
Yes.
The weather couldn't be more perfect today. Oh, and I just saw a super huge solaskin. I'll snap a picture for you as soon as I can.
Okay.
Professor? You
It's not that. I just...
Professor,
I...
Hey, remember that old Huanglong saying? Know the way at dawn and, something at dusk? Ugh, it went right out of me.
I can't remember it either.
That's okay. I'll look it up and tell you the second the experiment is over. Talk to you soon.
From the way it fell, void matter must have pierced the shielding mid-flight. But if we'd reinforced the coating... What kind of civilization do you think built the Exostrider? If they were that advanced... But before they reached the stars, they must have fallen to... Go. Be our eyes. Please, give this to our teacher. Humanity's smallest step.
This isn't good.
Lucilla! Lucilla, wait! Lucilla, your emotions are affecting this domain. It's dangerous.
Staying here is the real danger. Oh, we have to leave. Almost there. As long as we keep moving upward, we'll find the way out.
So this is why you wouldn't tell me what your plan was. This way out you've been building for the Synchronists. It's just a dead end, isn't it?
I don't want the new Federation to lay their dirty hands on my students. Because On what grounds can I...
I think I know why that girl trapped.
What?
You're terrified that your proposal will. You're afraid because you know they'll support. Because you're their teacher. Because no one in this world understands them.
Another lesson from my own. See you later, Rover.
I hope humanity can soar even higher.
I hope humanity can venture even farther.
I hope humanity can weather any storm.
Professor, what's your dream? My dream? My dream is simply to see all of yours come true. See you later, Professor. Let's go. Together this time. Past, step forward. I inscribe. I protect all that I have. Memories take shape.
Professor, can you hear me?
I hear you. Loud and clear.
The weather couldn't be more perfect today. Oh, and I just saw a super huge solaskin.
Yes, I see it too. You're right. It's absolutely huge.
Great. I thought you weren't gonna believe me. Right. I'll see you soon.
that girl another one of your students?
She is every memory I have of this academy. She is every one of my students.
We've come all this way, and I still don't know what your plan actually is.
That's okay. Everyone's about to find out.
Tired?
That was an excited yawn, Rover.
Rover, where are you and Lucilla? The other panelists have all taken their seats. The students, too. Can we really trust this plan of hers? Anyway, I'm leaving the speech to you.
If I...
Then we'll face it together. See you later, Professor.
President Lucilla, I am Cameron, Permanent Secretary of the Space Trek Collective Board. By appointment of the board, and on behalf of the Investors Conference, I hereby convene this second special inquiry concerning the Synchronist program of Star Torch Academy. Pursuant to Article 12 of the Space Trek Collective Charter, President Lucilla, you may now raise any procedural objections regarding the attendees, the agenda, or the draft of this session.
I would like to know the national composition of this review panel, Miss Cameron.
This panel consists of 10 members, all from the new Federation. 5 serve as special representatives, and of the remaining 4 permanent board members, 2 have abstained and delegated their voting rights to the Federation. Additionally, we have Mr. Alto, attending as independent auditor on behalf of the Blackshores.
Then, Ms. Cameron, I believe the current composition of this panel fails to comply with charter regulations governing review committees.
According to the regulations, any participant authorized by a board member shall be deemed to hold the same nationality as that member. The panel's composition is perfectly valid.
Pardon the interruption! If that's the case, then Rover, currently a student at Rebel College, can also be considered a panelist appointed by the Black Shores. Here's the paperwork.
Welcome, Rover.
I have no further questions, Ms. Cameron.
Then, per the agenda, I will now relay the investors' resolution following our previous inquiry. Given that the loss of the Exostrider constitutes a de facto failure of the program, our immediate priority is to establish a compensation plan for the affected assets and students. Furthermore, the board directs that the Synchronist program must be terminated immediately, or at minimum suspended.
My stance remains unchanged, Ms. Cameron.
We require a just...
Panelists, this is a theoretical prototype for a shield designed to counter retroact rain, created by one of our Synchronists. This prototype significantly accelerated the development of Jinzhou's own defenses. It saved countless lives during the war against the Throne, and yet, the material used in this prototype was originally not. It was only because its designer was a Synchronist.
You seem to be arguing for the superiority of general education for the Synchronists. However, general education isn't even included. The shield is an impressive surprise, but given the cost of gambling on such...
Ms. Cameron, panelists. As you can see, this shattered component comes from a failed experiment. One that was not even recorded in the Collective's official gazette. A Synchronist gave her life as the price. 15 months later, this very component became the final piece for the construction of the Star Wars Riseway. The bridge. Humanity does not always set out for the sake of victory. Our Synchronists know from the day they enroll. No one knows when the Exostrider will awaken. And the odd, yet they come anyway. They mock. So I ask you, can you truly say? And how can we call that a failure of the Synchronists, when the Exostrider was the one who banished LF1 from our world?
Secretary Cameron, the Black Shores representative requests the floor.
Proceed.
On the subject of unforeseen benefits from the program, we find ourselves in agreement. This is a set of disclosable data we just compiled. Significant proportion of these bloom bearers demonstrate exceptional capability, talent. Furthermore, the Synchronists serve as role models for other students.
The Synchronist program is a search for a way out for... When we believed the Exostrider was the only route, then those fit to pilot it were the Synchronists. Now that the Exostrider is no longer a viable option, the ones fit to search...
Yes, which is why I...
We require a discussion. This session is adjourned.
Let them see your potential. Let them see your value. Is not enough.
President Lucilla, following the review panel's deliberation, we fully recognize the potential value of the Synchronists as an independent academic division, as well as Rover stated, only those fit to shoulder the burden of finding a new way out. Therefore, we propose a compromise. Rebel College will be... Let's both take a step back, shall we? President...
This is it. The final fight, Lucilla. Take a deep breath. Keep your composure. Everything you regret. Everything that brings you joy. Everything you have lost. Everything you have the answer you chase. The treasure you give everything to protect. No, that won't be necessary, Secretary Cameron.
Synchronists of today. They remain the closest thing this world has to a way out for our civilization. After our confrontation with Aleph 1, we recovered this audio recording from the interstellar probe Farwatcher.
It's nothing more than static.
Even so, it is the only legacy the Pioneer... Just as our ancestors took shelter in caves, a brave soul took the first step to claim...
I fail to see what this has to do with this.
Using Rebel College research, we can build vehicles driven entirely by augmented resonance. That means complete immunity to frequency interference. And the training our Synchronists undergo makes them the perfect...
But the Strider Gate has been sealed. Not to mention, whatever lies beyond can hardly be called a route.
Who said civilization's route to the future has to go down?
The stars.
President Lucilla, I'm sure you know, any instrument that nears the etheric sea.
I am well aware of that. However, by relying on augmented resonance effects, the Academy can overcome that barrier.
And if it fails, the cockpit becomes a coffin. Is that a chance you're willing to take?
This is our decision. If the answer lies beyond death, then that's where we go. Just wait and see. My brightest students will pierce the sky for all to see.
The car will be here soon.
Thanks for everything, Alto. Really.
You! Rover, can you pass a message to the president for me? After a speech like that?
Anyway, chill out. Well,
catch you at the Black...
Yeah.
Just look at this power.
Sensors convert the reactor drive light into storable energy. During inspection, all
Stay away.
Professor, I admit there are engine errors.
She is not here. She is likely still at the review hall.
Thank you. I'll look for her.
I'm sorry.
What for?
If I had been more helpful, perhaps the outcome would have been more satisfying.
This was her battle. You and I...